What's good? What's good? What's good? Ladies and gentlemen, of course. It's yours truly, Mike, coming back at you guys with another video today. Kind of in between my bed and my library today. This is going to be probably a new scene for me because, I kind of sort of want to take my time with this video today. I really want to take my time with this one because I want to make sure that I get my point across as best as I can. So there's no way that I can actually tell you how long this video is gonna be. All I can do is try my best to get my point across as clearly as humanly possible when I deliver this video today. Now, today's topic, and even before I start, I feel like this one's gonna be an instant classic. But today's topic is why foreigners go abroad and straight simp. Again, why foreigners go abroad and straight simp. Now, the individuals that I interact with and the people that I talk to on a regular basis, they know what a simp is. Simp, S-I-M-P. It's spelled in the video. They know what it is. But for those of you who do not know what it is, I'm going to do a Google search on it right now, and I'm going to see what it says a simp is. Okay? So let me type it in. What is a simp? By definition, you probably can't see it. Anyway, I was going to show you that I was actually using Google. By definition, a simp is a silly or foolish person. Which is kind of sort of a very bland definition. So we'll say a simp is a silly or foolish person that tends to find themselves falling head over heels for a girl who may or may not want him. Okay? So in today's video, we're going to talk about why men go abroad and start simping automatically, losing their minds. And I feel like I'm probably one of very few people that are qualified to talk about this particular subject because I too, myself included, have been guilty of many of the things that deal with simping. I mean, I can't really find a man who has never had an experience wherein he's done something above board to get a girl. I can't find any man who doesn't have their own story. And maybe I'll put in a few of mine too. I know I've told a couple of them in a previous video, but if it goes right, I'll go ahead and throw in a few in this video as well. Okay? One of the many reasons why foreigners go abroad and simp on the women in that country is because those women are unique and those women are exotic. And because they have never in their life dealt with a woman like that in their whole entire lives, they simply do not know how to handle situations with those women. All right? Let me give you an example. Let's say you booked your ticket, you ready to go, you got your pocket full of dollars, and you about to take your trip to the Philippines. All right? You about to take that trip. You about to get fresh, such as yours truly here. You got that nice shirt on, man. You happy as hell to be getting out of the country because you know you're going to see women that you are not used to. All right? Let's say you come from the United States of America. All you do is deal with westernized women and you want something new. Let's say you're taking that trip to the Philippines, taking that trip to Brazil, taking that trip to the Dominican Republic. You got that money in hand, so you know you ready. You get over there, you have all the money, but you have no idea how to spend that money. So you find yourself in a predicament. You see a girl you like, you talk to her, you want to take her out on dates, and you want to do all of these things for her. And you do that. But then you're buying flowers, which is okay. Buying chocolates, which is okay. Buying gifts every single day. Not a problem. Maybe, maybe not. We'll get back to that later. But then you find yourself doing way too much. And that little pocket money that you had with you, that was probably supposed to last you for your entire vacation, dwindled away, never to be seen again. Basically, you go broke. Now, these foreign and exotic women, they'll get to you. They got to me. They'll get to any of us. It doesn't matter. It just gets to us because we're not used to those kind of women. You know, you're used to being able to talk to women in your country, and you know how they act, their mannerisms, and the way that they do things. So you know whether you can get away with certain things, and you know if things are going to happen and when they don't, so you know exactly when to cut it off. When you're dealing with those unique, exotic women, they'll smile in your face, look at you with those eyes. You know, you find yourself just melting over that beautiful skin tone. You just find yourself in certain situations that really, really put you at risk of simping to the highest degree. Simply because of the way that they look. That's number one. They simp because of the way that they look. Number two, they simp because the money that they're spending is not more than the US dollar. And this is going for countries where the currency exchange rate to the dollar, to the peso, or the whatever the other currencies are in other countries, when you can feel like you're big spending, but you're not really spending that much at all. That's kind of what I'm referring to. Okay, so you got this money, so you're dropping, let's say Philippine pesos 1,000. That's like $23. That's nothing to you, but you drop 1,000 one day for a date. Drop 1,000 the next night for a date. You know, you want to give her money to go buy her something nice, cool. Who knows how much that is? 2,000 or so. Or that, we'll say 500 to $1,000. Take her out the next night, or you're hanging out with her the next day. You spend $1,000, and of course you're giving her money to go home and do things like that. Again, by the time you add up all that money, all your little pocket money, gone. You understand? Simping is a man-made phenomenon. I don't know no other way to explain it. All right? And again, we are all guilty of this. And because you don't know how to deal with these women, you find yourself between a rock and a hard place. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the things that you are doing, you feel that it is necessary for you to do that in order to get with the girl. You don't know that it's not, or if you need to, you just feel like I'm doing everything right so that I can get with this girl. Even if you're doing too much, you'll never know that you're doing too much. That is why foreigners go abroad and straight simp. They lose their mind. But, you know, the money doesn't really bother them until they realize how much of it they've actually spent. That's when it starts to set in and reality becomes something that you never thought would ever happen. I'm like, you set a budget for your trip, half or 3/4 of your budget is gone because you chose to try your efforts to date and be with, you know, women that are local. And I'm not, and you know, it could go either way. You know what I'm saying? Some people are smart enough to know when to cut it off, but the majority of us, as long as the beautiful women is smiling in our face and doing the things that we like, making us feel comfortable, that's the problem. They will make you feel comfortable. They will make you feel like a man. And you will not be hesitant to drop those ends for no reason. That is very dangerous. When they stroke that ego, and they know how to do it, man, I swear to God, the good ones know how to stroke that ego. And they'll get you. Oh, they'll get you, man. And you're going to feel so good about yourself. And you're just going to throw that money away. You're just going to piss it away. And what can you do about it? That stuff will get you. All right? But, let me look at my notes real quick. What? And then from the woman's standpoint, now this is a good one. This is something I need my foreigner guys to pay attention to. If a woman is a manipulative one, not all of them are, what's gonna happen is they're gonna have high expectations of you because you're a foreigner, as opposed to having those same exact expectations for somebody who is local, a guy that's living in the country already. For example, there is no way in hell 99.9% of the time that a local will be able to outspend a foreigner. So let's say, for example, the end game for a foreigner and a local is the same for the same girl. They already know that the guy living in the country may not have the means. Again, speaking from experience, the Philippines, of course, is a third world country. They already know that a guy living in the country is not going to be able to spend that much money to get them. An average guy. We're not talking about the rich, because they got rich people there, but an average guy in the Philippines is not going to be able to spend more money than a foreigner would. He's just not going to be able to. It's absolutely impossible. That's why some of them do hate us. I'm not going to lie. Some of them do hate foreigners because of that. We come to their country and we start balling out of control, and they know that there's nothing they can do about it because the money that they have is not enough to compete with, the currency exchange rate and the money that we bring into the country. They can't compete, so they get pissed. That happens. Let's not sugarcoat that either. But the expectation of the woman is she may have dated this guy. Let's say she dated a local guy before she even started talking to you. She's been with this guy forever. This guy, he did the bare minimum. He did the best that he could for her. He did the best that he could, and she accepted it. But in some instances, she's like, I want to talk to my foreigner guy because I know my foreigner guy can do this for me. I know my foreigner guy can do that for me. I know my foreigner guy can buy this for me. I know my foreigner guy can buy that for me. If she has that mindset and she's super manipulative and she looks good, let's be honest. If she looks good, she got a banging body. Oh, you're going to simp out of control because you can't control it. That's just the point. You can't control it when a woman already knows the best way to get at a man. Stroke that ego. Say, I love you. Things like that. They know how to stroke that ego. And if they know how to do that, they will get you to do anything and everything that they want you to do for them. Guys, it's a dangerous phenomenon. Excuse me. It ain't just in the States. It's a worldwide phenomenon how crazy simping is for guys all over the world. O'Shea talked about it when he was in Uganda. A bunch of guys on YouTube talk about simping all over the world, but this is just some simp shit for real. This is just, it's all over the place. It's global. It's worldwide. And guys really, really need to take notes. Y'all need to get out that pen and paper and take some notes, because I'm telling you what's going to happen to you if you're not careful. Trust me. Trust me. Trust somebody who's been through it. Trust somebody who's lived there and lived that life. If you're not careful, you will get got. I knew the game, and I still got sometimes. It's just the way that it is. You can't help it. It's what guys want to do. All right? Now, on the flip side, let me not just blame it all on the girls either. Because fellas, you need to hear this too. It's not always the girl's fault. Because you know what happens sometimes? Because you have that money, you're like, fuck it, man. Pardon my language. I got this money. I can spend whatever I want on this girl, and I'm still good because I still got money. You come in a game with that mindset, you're going to drop ends that you didn't have to drop ever. And because you set that standard from the beginning when you first got there, you're going to have to keep that standard. And you're going to have to keep leveling up, my friend. Because you've exposed them to a lifestyle that they are not used to. Trust me, Filipino women are very, very simple people. Girls from the Dominican Republic, I'm sure, Brazil, most of them come from really humbled backgrounds and things of that nature. Majority of them do. And when you start tricking out of control, you set a standard that they've never had to live up to in their whole entire lives. And then all of a sudden, you got to keep that standard, man. If you let it go on long enough, you're going to have to keep leveling up. And you're not going to be able to compete or keep up. And even if you are, why would you? Why would you even start that? Got my glasses crooked on my head. Why would you even start that? Give me a good reason. Why would you even start doing that in the first place? It does you no favors. Trust me. You're gonna put yourself in an awkward predicament if you do that. But again, some guys start the simping on their own. I'm not gonna say it's all the women's fault. It's not. Most of the guys come there, they see a beautiful woman, and they're like, you know what, I gotta have her, and I'm gonna spend whatever it takes to get her. That is the mindset that I get from most foreigners. That girl is fine as hell, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that. I'm gonna spend whatever it costs for me to get that, because that's what I want. Come in there with that mindset, you're going to drop ends you probably don't even have. And then I can't even be mad at the girl if they milk you for everything that you do have. Because you put that shit on yourself. You did it to yourself. And for a second, I got to stop the show. I got to put an O'Shea on y'all real quick. Y'all got to stop the show. Because foreigners do stupid stuff. Okay? And most of the times it's a particular region of men that do this, but it really eggs me and it really makes me upset. But I've seen it. Recently, I've just been exposed to like live chats and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm behind because I never really cared. I've been too busy to even care about live chats. So I signed up for a site. Doesn't matter what the site is because this ain't a plug. But recently I got exposed to live chats. I'm like, yo, all I gotta do is click this button and people can see what I'm doing. People can come in and just check me out, right? That's exactly what going live is, right? So, you know me, man. I'm just gonna see what the girls are doing. You know, they got a nice picture on their live page. I'm gonna look. I mean, I'm still a normal guy. I mean, let's not get it twisted. I'm still normal. So I click the live button to see what they're doing. These women ain't doing nothing. They're just sitting there and they're interacting with with the people that are listening to their show or listening to them talk or whatever they're doing. Half the time they're not doing anything. Sometimes they're playing an instrument. Sometimes they're just talking. Sometimes they're going live while they watch TV. You know, sometimes they go live for stupid stuff. Okay? Now, what kills me the most is when they go live, they don't do anything. But when I look at the chats, these foreigners, oh my God, yo, the things they be saying kill me. Yo, let me see your boobs, girl. Ooh, do this for me, do that for me. Like, come on, man, straight up perv shit. Like, come on, yo. And then there was this one girl, right? I went to the page, and she had screenshots of a message that a guy had sent her. And I read the screenshot. Let me tell you what it said. It said, hey baby, how are you? And this is verbatim. The way that I'm reading it is the exact words that were in the screenshot. If I had the screenshot, I would add it to this video, but it doesn't matter. I know the words, so I'm just going to tell you. It said, hey baby, how are you? Can you make a video of yourself cooking without any clothes on, and I'll send you $200. I kid you not. That is exactly what the message said. Really? Come on, man. Really? You just said that. That's what it said. I'll give you $200 if you make a video of yourself cooking without any clothes on. Well, of course, he didn't say without any clothes on. He said other stuff. But for the sake of the video, that's basically what it was hinting at. Number one, if that's not simping to the highest degree, I don't know what is. Number one, you offered $200. What? For a video of somebody cooking without any clothes on? Number one, that is the highest level of simp I've ever heard in my life, hand to God. That is beyond any of the dumbest things that I've heard. That ranks in the top 5 for sure. But aside from that, it's the fact that you perved out. And that's what you said to that girl. You don't even know this girl at all. Never even met her, never even talked to her. That's the first message you sent to her? I try my best to say my piece, but there's no saving half of these people, man. There is no saving half of these dudes, man. They ruin it for everybody because they do stupid stuff like that. And then you know what's so funny, and you know why I can't even care when when I care when people do stuff like this. These girls clown you. They make you look stupid. You don't think that they're gonna show people what you say to them in a video, or I'm sorry, what they say in video, or what you say in text messages and things like that. You actually think that they're not gonna share the same things that you're trying to share to them. They're gonna like, this dude's a maniac, or this dude's a perv, and this was to a Filipino girl, mind you. This wasn't to just any other random chick. This was to a Filipino girl. Again, I've explained to you guys before, Filipinos are very, very conservative for the most part. Not all of them. Some of them would take the money. Apparently she didn't. She wanted to basically embarrass this guy. But what kills me is you actually did it. That you actually said it. You probably actually meant it. There's just no saving you guys half the time. I could do a tutorial on how to save lives, man. Captain Save a Simp. I can go all day, but there's just no point. But, at the end of the day, these are just some of the reasons why I feel guys go abroad and straight simp. I have no problem with tricking, as long as you trick with a budget in mind. I mean, you're gonna have to spend money one way or another if you want to be with the girl. I mean, Jesus, you're gonna have to spend money. That's not the problem. Y'all just don't know how to handle the situation. That's why you need somebody like me, somebody who got the game to help you out. More specifically with the Philippines. I mean, you're gonna have different guys who can speak on, living in Brazil and living in DR. Those guys can help you, but I kind of felt like this video was necessary. As I said, I didn't know how long this was going to be. We're topping out about 22 minutes now. So I think I'm going to cut it short. But like I said, sometimes there's no saving these guys, man. You just can't save them. All I can do is hope that you heed warning. If you do too much, the women can read into it and they can take advantage if they choose to. But let me leave you with a story, though. Let me leave you with a good one. Because this just goes to show you how dumb some of these guys are. I'm gonna give you a quick one, just real quick. I knew a guy once who was in the Philippines. He was a cool guy from the beginning, but he was just really not a, when it came to dealing with, Filipino women, he just really didn't have game at all. I'm not gonna lie. He was just one of those, weird type guys. It's just the way that it is. He ended up falling in love with a girl. And my dad and my people, we knew her. Like, we knew the girl. She was somebody that we knew. And she she had zero problem telling us everything about this guy. Everything. Talking about how much money he spent on her and all of this stuff. He even offered to bring her back to the United States. But you know what? She said no. Can you believe that? She had so much integrity and respect for herself that she turned down an opportunity to go to the United States and marry this guy. Most Filipinos want to get out of the country and will damn near do whatever it takes to get out. She had the opportunity, and because this guy was just such that type of person, and she really didn't like him or like any of the things she did, she didn't even suck it up, play him, take his money, and go to the United States. She just couldn't do it. She just couldn't do it. She could have. This dude was so much in his simp juice. That's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it simp juice. That's a new term. Ain't nobody ever used that online yet, but he was sipping on the simp juice. Man, I'm going to coin that phrase right now. I've never heard nobody say simp juice. But anyways, he was so tripping on the simp juice, man. She couldn't even take dealing with him so much that she declined an opportunity to go to the United States. That just goes to show you, number one, some girls got integrity, and number two, the lengths that some guys will go through to get a girl. They ruin it for everybody. You know that? Anyways, I'm good, man. I just wanted to drop this video. This is probably the longest I've ever done. I hope you guys tuned in to the end. I appreciate you sticking it out with me for the night. And I'm going to try to dress up a little bit more for my videos. I feel like I need to be a little bit more professional for you guys so that you guys can take me a little bit more seriously when I say what I need to say. Hope you stay tuned and through to the end. As always, Mahal kita. Love you guys. Mabuhay. Peace.